Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer. And a beautiful Thursday morning it is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sunshine. You stepped into the hottest spot in town. That is where we talk about those difficult conversations and you can feel comfortable talking about them. And today is not going to be any different. Why? Because I try to find guests that's going to be that person that's going to be the person you can get answers from. The guy that we're going to be talking to today, well, he's running a few minutes late, but that's okay because he does so many things in our community. And I just appreciate the fact that he accepted my invitation. We're going to be talking with Mr. David Hawkins. He is so prevalent in our community. He does so very much. We're going to even tell you how you can get your kids involved in the golf tournaments that's going to be coming up right here in Pensacola. I'm trusting that you are going to be right here with us. And I always invite you to be a part of my show. And you can do that by calling in at 850-432-7768. That's 850-432-7768. You can call or text. Let me remind you, because on yesterday, if you remember, I had these gentlemen on that was talking about such a great event, such a great man that's going to be recognized and celebrated this weekend at Johnson's Beach. And I say that because this gentleman right here, I'm going to put this up and I think you can see it. You heard us talk about it. And we're going to tell you, now this event is free. And what I think the story that I got from this on yesterday, what really touched my heart was this. 15 years old. He asked his mom, could he join the military? She said no, but he said to her, but Mom, if I cannot, then I'm going to do what? I'm going to run away from home. So therefore, she allowed him to join the military. Think about this. You could join the military at 15? Oh my God, he was just a child. But with that being said, he did and served, but he lost his life at the age of 17 and was the very first in the war that we're going to be talking about, tell you all the history that's going to be done this weekend. So parents, please, I'm talking to the churches. I'm talking to everybody that's visible, everybody that can see this show today. Spread the word. Absolutely free. Johnson's Beach, 10 o'clock Saturday morning. I'll be there so you can come out and let's educate our youth together so they'll know where they're going tomorrow. Also this weekend, we got another show coming up with the Council on Aging. It's going to be a cook-off that's going on over at Sanders Beach. But man, all the beaches, but they got this with they're cooking, and Pastor West is going to be there tasting up all the good stuff. But as you can see, there's so much happening in and around our community that you need to be a part of. And that is why we invite you every single day to come in at 9 o'clock so we can let you know. This show is designed to be your information network. This show is designed to educate you on the things that are very much so important in our community. And without that, I don't think, when you don't have the knowledge, how can you go anywhere? You don't have the change in you to learn the truth so that you can, because change is necessary, dear friends. If you're not willing to change and stay the same, that becomes stagnant, that becomes stale. And give me something that you're going to surprise me with. Not the same old thing every day, over and over the same thing. Come on. That becomes boring. So this is why we do what we do here on Sunshine's Corner, to give you the things that you want to talk about, from the young, the old, and in the middle, everything that's important to you. When David gets in here today, we're going to talk about some things that he's been working on, to make our community even better. And I tell you, he took on a huge task when he became the owner of, to keep the legacy going with Joe Morrison's Son Funeral Home. And he has done exceptionally well with that. With that, he does so much. If I could just go in and just tell you how much he does for the community is absolutely unbelievable. The way that he runs to be a part of the things that make our community better, that's what we look for. And I can appreciate the fact of him, even with the fact that he's going to get me for saying this, for being a little bit late, but that's okay. He's coming so that he can talk to you today about things that's going to make us better. And you can find it all right here on Sunshine's Corner. Keep in mind now, you can be a part of this conversation at 850-432-7768. I appreciate that. If you don't like talking, you can text right here at that same number, 850-432-7768. Sunshine's Corner is your information network and keeping you entertained and informed right here each and every day. Your local TV station, Sonshine's Corner. We'll be back with more right after this commercial break. Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sonshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sonshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason, and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
Aloha, I'm Madrina Ciano, the host of Rolling with Madrina, and I love Blab TV. It's a great pleasure to host a community show that brings awareness to so many great initiatives that are happening right here in Pensacola. It's even more exciting as I go through the community and I hear from people about how much they're learning. I'm the host of Rolling with Madrina, and I am Blab TV.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
Finding life beyond Earth is no longer a dream. It's a discovery that will likely be made during our lifetime, and it will change everything. We are home to over 100 explorer scientists. Our purpose is singular: to understand the origins and prevalence of life and intelligence in the universe, so that we might lay the framework for humanity's next steps to the stars. We are the SETI Institute.
At Pensacola Habitat for Humanity, we believe every child should have a safe place to grow. That's why we work with you and the community to build not just a house, but a home.
She worked very hard to get this house. I really appreciate that because, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here right now.
When you help build a home, you build a future. Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
Can do anything that we choose to. Let me tell you why I say that. We know that the current administration, on the things that are trying to be taken away, on the things that are trying to be taken away from our, and you're going to find out if you haven't watched this show often, I'm very transparent. And I talk the truth. Even with our children to learn who they are, that's trying to be taken away. But it's also left up to people like you, the other people that are in the community, the Lumen Mays, the David Hawkins, all of these people that out there that work, that do things. I just call your name because I'm talking to you. We talked about Lumen earlier. But the fact of it is, we're giving so that our kids can see that they can do anything. I don't care who try to take something away from me. You can't take away what I am.
Right. And that's the way that I was raised, being raised primarily in the country in Evergreen, Alabama.
Right.
But coming here during the summers and the holidays, I grew up on a farm. And my grandfather, like I said, was a Southern Baptist preacher who believed that if you try hard enough, you can do most anything.
Right.
And I feel that our young people today, you've got some external forces that's pulling against them, but then on the inside, they're giving up in a lot of instances. And it's up to us to make a difference. It's up to us to kind of push them and nudge them along, like I said earlier, to say, hey, look, you can do this.
Right.
Because when Mrs. Morris came to me as an example and says, hey, I've been thinking about who I want to try and have run my business.
Right.
And I keep coming back to you, and I go, do what? Miss Morris, I want to be like your son. I want to play golf every day, have fun.
Right.
She says, but no, this is bigger than that.
Absolutely.
And I said, let me think about it. And ultimately I did it, but I did it also because my friends laughed at me and said that, first of all, you ain't got no money. That's first. And the second thing is that you don't have the time. So for me, I said, well, let's try. Let's try. Let's try. And that's what I would actively encourage our young people to do, is that I didn't have a bunch of money. I didn't have all the great things that I see so many people have with that, we call it the silver spoon or the golden spoon in your mouth. I didn't have that.
Right.
But I felt like that I can make a difference. And that's what I continually try to do every day. When we get up, we try to go and make a difference in our families' lives and personally. So what I would like to say to the school teacher that's retired, the Naval Air Station employee that's retired. I've got some friends of mine now that I tease and talk about it, and a couple of them come to mind. I'm not gonna call them out, but I talk about
call them out.
I talk about them. I said, man, you've got a master's degree, this, that, and the other, and all you care about is maybe hitting the golf ball and then getting together afterward, having a beer and talking about the little golf stories. I said, but then everything's okay. But what are you doing? What are you doing in our community? What are you giving back? Well, I raised my grandkids. I've done this and I've done that. I'm done. I'm through. You're not through.
That's right.
You're not through. You've got to give a little bit.
Give a little bit, and
just
you
a little
do
bit.
that a lot.
And if it's only just an hour a week or so,
that's right.
Just go in and say, hey, look at the schools. Hey, man, I want to help you get your homework. Come on, hey, look, come in and go to the middle schools especially.
Right.
Middle and elementary schools. That's where you can make a difference.
Of course you can.
These little boys that are out there looking, and the people that they see are maybe the drug dealers and some other people out there that they can consider successful. But they got to know that you're there. You were successful.
Exactly. I mean, and then you say that because I think perception for our young people. And when you say that, when you bring up the drug dealer, and I mean, like, I always say, quick money is bad money.
No question. No
quick
question.
money is bad money. It's not going to do you what you think it's going to do for that moment. Because, I mean, who want to walk around every day and I got to look over my shoulder? No way.
Exactly right.
No kind of way. It's always, as my mother used to say, honey, work for everything you got, because ain't nobody going to give you nothing.
That's exactly right.
That's a fact. But when you say that, David, and it makes you feel good, and I'll say that because even with myself, I try to give because I don't know who's watching me. Especially with the young people. You're laughing. Because
that was the other thing that was Grandpapa's story. And
that's
that
right.
is, you never know who's watching.
You never know.
I've gotten a couple whoopings growing up because somebody told Grandpapa about some of the things that you were doing.
That's
when
right.
nobody was watching.
And you thought nobody saw you.
Those are the same principles that we've got to operate from now.
I agree with you 100%. And it's a great thing because when you can see, I think with the current administration, I'll say this because I've been doing a lot of studying, researching, even on Project 2025. I'm traveling to Montgomery today, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
I got to be there this afternoon. I'm speaking at the Board of Education banquet tonight.
Oh, good.
But what I'm saying is, though, with what I'm learning, this is to show children that you can do anything that you put your heart to, but it's what you surround yourself with. And I think when you got yourself out there in the community doing this, they see, oh, he looks just like me. And I can do the same thing. And don't get me wrong. You see, because everything, whether you want to be honest about it or not, but I'm only telling you what's really true. The things that are trying to be withheld from our youth, and what I see and how I see it is that we have a smart people, and I love saying this because, Black women are the #1 college graduates there are now. You know that.
We're going to get there. We can get there. Okay.
Women are the ones.
Always have been.
Always have been. I say that to say, David, we've got to instill these things in our children. We've got to instill that. Like this weekend, where did I put it? This week, I'm invited everybody to come out because I was personally invited to come out Saturday for that.
Oh.
I had this up early. Yes. Johnson. That's going to be Saturday morning. I mean, come on, bring the kids to teach who that is. This is somebody that came from Pensacola.
And when we were growing up, all we knew was Johnson's Beach.
That's it.
Because at the time, segregation prevailed.
Exactly.
But we never knew the real story behind the name Johnson's Beer.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. And it's so important. You see what he picked up on? You didn't know that. I didn't. Yesterday I had 4 people on that were talking about this. 3, as a matter of fact. I said 4. But they were talking about, I had the brother of him. That was on yesterday. And we were talking about the importance of this. And these type things I think that I encourage the community to be a part of, because this is going to be Saturday morning, and learn how it got the name. Learn why it's so important that this young man right here at the age of 15 told his mom that if you don't allow me to go to the military, I'm going to run away from home. But then yet and still in the military, during the process of saving others, he died at 17. That he was the first.
To give his life.
First. But you see, our kids don't know that. So therefore, with things like that, with people like yourself, with people like the families, like the veterans that was on yesterday, that can make sure that our kids know who they are, where they come from.
That's the only way you can get to where you're trying to go.
Say it again. That's the only way, David. That is the only way. And it's so important for these
You've
things.
got so many people, even locally here on our scene, that gave so much just for us to have this opportunity to be able to say, hey, look, I belong and I make a difference, and just let me sit at the table.
Exactly.
Okay? I deserve a seat at the table. And that's one of the things, matter of fact, that Commissioner May and I have been doing behind the scenes is trying to help instill in more young leaders the fact that you can get contracts with the city and the county and with the government, and that you can do these things. But you just need somebody behind you to push you a little bit and believe in you.
Exactly.
And so that's the message, that if I don't get anything else out today, that I'd like to impart upon the young people who are out there who say, well, I don't know, I'm scared to stick my toe in the water. Do it. Right. Talk to people. I'm not saying be foolish or reckless, but there are things that you can do, whatever your talents are.
Right.
Use them.
And you said something also I think that will be powerful for a young person to hear. Even when you took on the legacy of Joe Morris, you said, I didn't know anything about this.
I'd worked around it part-time for about 5-6 years, but that was way back in the 80s.
Right.
And that, of course, that industry has changed so much since then.
Really?
Right.
Wow. I mean, when you say it's changed,
oh yeah.
I mean, I won't tell my little joke.
Yeah, no, but I mean, obviously, people are still dying, and there's still a need.
Right.
But when you look at the pre-need industry, where people can pay for a funeral, or $50 or $100 a month, and pay for your own funeral up front, things like you don't have to necessarily go to a funeral home per se and have your funeral there, or whatever. You can go to a chapel, or you can go graveside. You can do a lot of different things that we didn't do back then. Because if you didn't go to church to have your service, oh man, you can't get to heaven unless you go through here. So there are a lot of different things that I have had to learn along the way. And but thank God I have a great team of people with me that work with me, and I'm surrounded by good people.
Right.
And that's the basic rule of management, is make sure you surround yourself with great people.
And you uplift your people, I see that. I mean, you give them that pat on the back.
Well, you got to, because they're physically doing, I can't do everything.
Absolutely.
They're doing the work. I'm your cheerleader.
Absolutely,
okay?
absolutely. And as a matter of fact, day before yesterday, I was walking past, and one came out, hey, Sonshine, did you know about this? No, but I mean, that was Jeremy, of course. And I mean, but Jeremy, he and I were just talking, and it's just the fact that I love the fact, the camaraderie that you have there. And I'm saying something that I know for a fact, how they talk to each other. I mean, and even to the fact sometimes you're out, you'll go in and bring in lunch.
Yesterday we had Blue Dot.
Those hamburgers.
Don't tell them, but I had the barbecue.
They know. I mean, but that's a good thing. I mean, things like that is what you that you deposit into the people that you have working with you, and the fact they don't feel like, oh, I gotta run. That's the boss. No. And the other thing I want to impart upon them is the fact that if you've got $2, try to spend one of them in the inner city if you can, because it's important that those employees see you and they know that what you're trying to do. If I go in there and order hamburgers, there are 3, 4, 5 people sometimes back there in the back working. Hey, Hawk, what's going on? Hey, man, how many you need today? Give me 7. Oh, man, they're going to bankrupt you today, huh?
But that's important because they understand, hey, I'm trying to support you.
Right.
And there's not a business around there that I don't try and support.
Tell me,
kind of
I
way.
know that for a fact.
So, but we all got to do that. We've all got to do that.
I agree.
Because I can't expect you to come and support me if I'm not willing to support you.
Absolutely, I agree. I want you to talk about this, David, because I keep hearing this resonate in my head because sometimes we don't plan. And yes, I am going to funeral home. I'm talking about services now. I had told you I wasn't going to do it, but I got to because I think that people need to know this. When we make a plan, there's something that's going to happen to all of us, whether you want to or not. We all going to leave here. The way we plan, if we see those $200 or $300 tennis shoes, you see them $500 jeans, I think they would probably fall off me. I had on a pair of $500 jeans. My body wouldn't know how to handle it.
Wow.
But the point that I'm making is, when you were talking about you can get something, a pre-need, I see so many GoFundMes. That breaks my heart. Because we know we got to leave here one day. The plan that you have where you can say you can pay so much a month and have that taken care of so that you won't be out there GoFunding me.
First and foremost, I'd say to you that we have licensed pre-need agents. We also have funeral directors that will take the time to discuss what your needs are with you and make a plan for you. I've had people come in and say, hey, look, I don't want my kids to have to decide about this, and this. Or even worse, I've got the kid over here who likes to do things grandiose, and the kid over here who doesn't want to do anything. So I'm going to do it myself and tell you what I want. And anything that you can think of, literally, you can have done in the service. We've had people come in, I want my casket to look like this. And so we personally designed this casket.
Oh, you can get them personal design. Mine ain't gonna be the gold one. You already know which one I want.
Yes, I do know the one that you want. It's a very, very pretty and powerful casket.
Isn't that beautiful? Well,
I'll just tell them it's the Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin casket.
Yes, that's the one I'm gonna have.
I'm not gonna say anymore.
We talked about the price, but yeah, 'cause I got insurance. I mean, but I mean things like that. You see, if that's the way it is that you can be remembered, you've got people out there. And when I say that, I hear your commercial. You say, "But thank you for allowing my family
exactly
to be a part of your family." In your time of need.
Yeah, and I genuinely mean that.
I believe it's because of the way that it comes across on the air when I hear it, you know it's from the heart. I'm saying all of this, ladies and gentlemen, because whether you want to believe it or not, we got to be able to put things in, prioritize the things that are important. I had told David I wasn't going to do this. But
you did tell me.
I did tell him.
Because it's not about me or Joe Mar's funeral home.
It's not
it's about the community.
And I want the community to know that. Prepare.
All right.
Let me do that, David, please.
Well.
I mean, I just want the community to prepare because you can take care of that, and that money that you put on going in McDonald's sometimes can be your payment for the month. Do you hear what
Certainly,
I'm saying?
those $500 jeans you were talking about.
Right. Them $500 jeans you paid for several months. But we're going to talk more about that because I know I promised David that I would not, and I'm not shining the light on him. I'm shining really the light on you so that you will know how that you can be prepared for the inevitable because it is going to happen. I'll tell you more right here on Sunshine's Corner.
You finally.
I'm Emily Echeverria, Marketing Communications Director for Council on Aging of West Florida and the host of Coming of Age. Watch our show to find out what we're doing for our seniors and their families and hear from area experts and local business owners about their programs and services. Want to help? Find out how you can work with us to bring a better future to our seniors. Watch Coming of Age, 3:30 p.m. Wednesdays, only on Blab TV.
These walls and windows hold me tight. The warm embrace we all call home. My neighbors watch over one another. This little street is a land of liberty of its own, where I always have a place to go. I'm free to call this place my own. We all deserve a place to call home.
That's an American dream.
It's that time again. It's Animal Allies cat adoption time. Here are a few faces you might see. Meet these guys and more. Saturdays, May 3rd and 17th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Pet Supermarket. See you there!
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quince Dieter, and I am Blab TV.
She got it, don't she?
And welcome back to Sunshine's Quarter on this Thursday. You see, he makes me laugh.
I got to pick on her. I got to pick on you.
That's what friends are for. And I'll say that when I say that's what friends are for. And I'm not just talking because I know how to talk and that's how I make my living. Mm-hmm. But no, you have really, I'll say this, and I'm not, don't bother me to say it. I'll tell anybody. You have really proven out to be a good friend to me. I mean, and we've known each other for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, quite some time. But when you need somebody to talk to sometime, where things in your head and all this kind of good stuff, that's the way it works. That's what friends are for. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now when we talk about the children, when you talk about the things that you see in your industry, how we try to get people to do the right thing, David. And I mean, if they wanted to do that, they can just call your office, right?
Oh, absolutely. Call our office. And let me just say this too. I have to say this in all fairness. Most funeral homes have a pre-need plan. Okay. Most funeral homes, not all, but most funeral homes do. So some are better than others, I might add.
Right.
But most funeral homes do. So the important thing for me right now is the fact that you get covered. Get your young people covered.
Absolutely.
Get your grandmama covered. We have people that are in hospice. The families will come in and say, hey, look, I've got my family together. This is the amount that we want to spend. We want to go ahead and write this check now because mama is in hospice. And I tell them point blank, I said, well, that doesn't mean that, it's over. And they said, yeah, we understand that, but we want to go ahead and do this now. So even if you say, well, I can't do this, I can't do that, you'd be utterly amazed at some of the things that you can do if you investigate.
Let me ask you a question, David, because I hear this and I see this a lot. Some people, and I've seen people do this, because I've seen it happen. I'm talking here. You get ill, you didn't know you were as ill, then you go buy a policy. There's sometimes you don't have enough time on that policy.
Right. A lot of policies have a 2-year incubation period, is what I call it, or waiting period. That when you take out an insurance policy, that they say, well, you got this, and the only reason you're doing it is because you think you're going to die. Well, in order to get the full coverage, now you can get your money and get a little interest on it that you put in, but the policy actually matures in 2 years. That's a lot of policies are that way. Not all, but a lot of them are that way. And not only with pre-needs, but a lot of insurance policies are that way too.
Really? Okay, so what I'm saying is so I'm trying to educate the community. So don't wait till you think you're sick.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because like I said, the inevitable is going to happen no matter what. So go ahead and plan for that now.
Exactly right.
Because, okay, and I'm not saying that you're an insurance agent or anything like that.
No, I'm not.
But I'm just asking you, okay, if a person has that, you see that it has not matured, what happens to that, you think? I don't know.
Well, you get, I paid in $3,000, okay? But the policy was say for 10. Okay, well, I paid in $3,000, I got another $500-600 in interest or whatever. I get that I get. That amount I get back. Okay? And so while you don't get the whole 10, but at least you had a forced savings account, so you got the $30,000 plus the little interest.
Okay, I've often wondered what
but
happens
if the policy is not, they call it contestable. If the policy is in its contestable stage.
I've often wondered what happened to that, because I see that, and it's commercials I see on TV. Oh, if you want that, you can get it for $9.95. What's my price? $9.99. I mean, but I know it had to be something with that.
They're covered, believe me.
I gotcha. But ladies and gentlemen, we're having a great conversation today with David Hawkins. He's a man that does a lot in this community, and he's giving up his heart today, because I tell you, when my person called me, I'm going to be transparent. When I got a call last night late, that my guest that I had for today said, Sonshine, I picked up, I said, let me call David.
Oh, so I'm second choice, huh? Okay. Well, that's what friends do. You see that, right?
But he was there. I appreciate it, because I told him, I said, it's this time at night, David. They just called me. But it's okay. But the fact that we're talking about things that are happening, even this weekend out, I think it's the Council on Aging, they're doing something too with their cook-off. I saw Pastor Wesley gonna be over there. He's gonna be testing. You gonna eat all the good cake, Pastor Wesley. But all these things like this, David, that we talk about, that we do, how you reach out and you do this for the community, for the kids. I want to come back and talk a little bit more about you.
How about talking about the needs?
The needs, go ahead.
Okay.
Let's go with that. Now, the need of this is, when 850-432-7768. If you want to talk to David, you can do that. 850-432-7768. And I said that since I got a caller. You can call or text and be a part of this conversation here today on this Thursday. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonshine. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you, Dr. Martin?
I'm doing pretty good. Good morning, David. What's going on?
Hey, good morning. Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, so David, I want to let you know something. I say it's not about being second choice. It's being a person that's dependable, that person can count on somebody in a time of emergency, in a time of need, and you just have to fill that bill today.
You know who that is, right?
And you paid?
No.
You paid them the call, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
No, thank you so much. Listen, I firmly feel that.
Listening to you.
Yeah, but that's what friends are all about, number one. If you've got a friend and a friend calls you, and even though you got to juggle some things around, she's rolling her eyes at me because I walked in, not at a quarter till like she asked me to, but really about 2 or 3 after, and I'm going, she's rolling her eye, I'm going, did you start with me? You don't know what I had to do to get here.
No doubt. But yes, Eric, you want to share something today?
You know what? I just want to, one thing I definitely want to share is for anybody that have not received that book from the author, and I cannot pronounce the name, so I'm going to say Proctor, Spoken Words Can Never Be Unsaid.
This one right here.
Need to get that book.
Okay.
I have read the book. I'm already rereading the book. It is such a essential tool that people can have, especially if you have a hard time reading the Bible and you need something that's quick, something that you can clearly understand. It's perfect. Give Mother's Day is getting ready to come up, and people need to get this book, and that's a perfect gift to just give somebody. I send passages to friends who are going through some things. I also have, I would send text messages out. I have actually went on Facebook, shared the link to foster parents and different friends, because this is a great read. And I just wanted your loyal listeners to know that.
Well, thank you, Eric. And you're always there. I appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you so much. I pray that y'all have a blessed day, and I pray that you have a safe trip and a wonderful, blessed evening.
Thank you, Eric. I'm going to drive safely going up that 65. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Have a blessed day.
All right, bye-bye. Everybody, now, that's Dr. Martin. I tell you, he is so, what I can say, he's such a friend, and no, I did not pay him. But even to say that, he's going through some things, too, right now that he's having to deal with. But the fact of it is, we're talking about things that are happening with us every day in life. I want to go back to you, David, to talk about the things that you do and how you reach out to help the community. And it's okay to talk about it. It's okay. It's not that
well, but I feel like I'm kind of old-fashioned. If you got to talk about it, that means you didn't do it for the right reason.
My mother always said, too, give me my flowers while I'm here.
Yeah. I wasn't with your mother. My grandfather told me, son, if you got to talk about it, that means that you did it for the wrong reason.
No, but then mother would say, but honey, give me my flowers while I can smell them. I mean, it is the fact of it is that we're talking about life. We're just really talking about life. And I also want to bring this up because I'm going back to your conversation, things that resonate in my mind when you're talking about even with the golf. And you do a lot of things like that with children. Are you still doing that with the Par 4?
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. Par 4 and the First Tee organization.
Okay, so talk about that. Tell me about, let's refresh the memory of that.
Okay, first of all, Par 4 is a golf league that's in Pensacola. We're coming up on our 50th anniversary. I'd love to get one of our guys in here to talk about it. So we'll talk some more about that off camera. But the big thing is that with Par 4, one of our big focuses is on teaching kids the game of golf. And we started doing that. And then the First Tee became a national program where they use core values to teach kids the game of golf. They have 9 core values, things like honesty, respect, courtesy, and those are the core values of the First Tee. Well, Par 4 was doing that way back when, and when we were giving lessons to kids back in the late 80s and so forth. So our 50th anniversary is coming up. We've got a great golf tournament coming up on the last Saturday and Sunday in June.
Okay.
And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a good time. But the important focus is we don't ever want to lose sight of what's the most important thing that we want to do. We want to build value, and we want to instill values in our young people. Get them to understand that, hey, even through the game of golf, you can meet people, and I've met people, all from Hawaii to Washington to Washington D.C. to Detroit, everywhere I've been, played golf, South Florida. And you'd be utterly amazed at who you meet on a golf course and how far that can take you too, those relationships.
I agree. Now, who brought that to my attention at first was Mr. Walter Wallace.
Yep. Mr. Walter Wallace.
I mean, Mr. Walter Wallace. Not Sonshine.
His heart knows no bounds.
I tell you.
He's going to be a part of it. If it's something out there that needs to be done, like with sickle cell and so forth,
always,
he's going to do his very, very best to make it happen.
How can a person get to, now that you got the 50th coming up in June, how can people get their youth involved? Is it too late?
No,
for this year?
No, it's not too late. What I would recommend is that the First Tee program actually does the lessons now. So what we would like for you to do is to call the First Tee office here in Pensacola and go to firsttee.org if you just want to get some more information.
Right.
And look through it. And it was most gratifying that we had some young people that started off in our program that we had 2 people, as a matter of fact, that this program took them all the way to Pebble Beach in California. One of the on the senior tour, one of the tournaments, they got to play golf with a couple of senior players, and they actually won money for their organization.
Really?
Sure did. And they started off just like we started, hitting the ball over here, hitting the ball over there, but they were able to channel that into something that, hey, so you never know where it's going to take you.
Absolutely. So, I had started to take the lessons, and then COVID hit. And I got to go back and resume my lessons because I think I want to get a ladies' league.
Okay.
That's my goal because I think it takes so much discipline. I mean, when Adrian was teaching me and I was hitting, he said, Sunshine, you're not playing softball. I mean, it's how I was swinging so hard. But the fact of it is, I want to get children involved with that because I think to see that, look at the young Tiger Woods. Look at even his kid now. You understand? What's this young lady? I can't think of her name off the top of my head. But anyway, she's a great golfer. And with you all doing that, make sure we get that so we can get that on the air so that we can have our kids get ready because school will be out. Let's fill that cup, that tea.
And that's another very, 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 very useful tool that you can use during the summer to occupy some time with your kids and get in it, and along the way, bridge a gap. Teach them something that they can use for the rest of their life. Golf is unique from the standpoint of it's not like softball or tennis or any other sports that require physical stamina. As you can see, physical stamina. Anyway, that was not that funny. But golf is a game.
That's the way you did your eyes.
Golf is a game that you can play for the ages. It doesn't matter. We have people we used to play with out at Osceola, 80, 85 years old. We call them pops. Young, he wasn't no more about 4 feet, about 4 or 5. And this little old man, he'd come out there, he'd hit the ball, play a couple holes with you, he'd sit down, he'd catch the next group up, he'd hit a couple balls. He said, son, no, I enjoy doing this. This is what I do. I don't garden, I play golf.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so.
But I think there's something like to introduce our kids to more than just basketball and football.
Exactly. And there are a lot of scholarships out there.
You see
a lot of scholarships out there.
Oh, I got to really get to work with y'all so we can get some scholarships together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But that would be great because I'd like to see more of our kids on the golf course.
And there's, even on the Golf Channel, they've got the black colleges, the HBCUs that have golf tournaments and golf teams. They are competing and they televise those tournaments. So you get to see the young ladies as well as the guys.
I'll be there
soon. They can hit that ball.
Exactly. David, when things how it is today, I always ask just simple questions of everyday life. If you could change one thing in the world today to make it better, what would that be?
I'd say probably love. Love knows no bounds. Love conquers a lot of things. If we could just get people to understand that it's about love, and respect for each other. I don't have to always agree with you, but we can agree to disagree. But when I tell you that I can love you, then that makes a difference. And so as if you look at all the wars, everything that's going on in the world today, I'm very religious also, but love, I think, conquers all of that. And if you got the love and respect for a person to have a different view from yours, I don't have to have a gun to point it at your head because you're different from me. You can take the deal in Holy Land. They've been fighting for thousands of years, love.
When you say love, to you, David, love is?
Love is respect for your fellow man. Love is not what I'm doing for you, more importantly, what I'm willing to do for you. Love it's kind, it's not boastful, it's about knowing that I'm there for you when you need me, and you're there for me when I need you. Love, I think love conquers a lot of the things, and there are boundaries that there aren't any boundaries when you start talking about it really. So that's what I would say. I'd say my one word would be love.
What the world how it is today?
Dionne Warwick, as a matter of fact, sung a song about it. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Come on. Yeah. What the world?
That's okay. Don't worry about it. You remember you said you talk for a living. It's going to be okay.
That was good. What the world, then, we're talking about love, David, and things how it is today. There is a lack of love, and it's so visible. Why do you think that?
I don't know, but if you could look at it, just something as simple as the two different parties that run our country. This party hates that party over here hates that party. I can not like the way you do things and want to do it differently, but I don't have to hate you.
Right.
I don't have to hate you.
But you see the hate.
Oh, it's very prevalent, and it's very obvious. And people go, from a political standpoint, go to great lengths to change things around so that that love goes away. And you can see it every day.
Absolutely.
You can see it in the programs and with our kids and the things that they're putting emphasis on now.
With the lack of love, the fact that you believe in love, and Jesus in the Word, he says that he has his 10 commandments, but number 11 is love. Greater than all of these is love. I want to talk to you when we come after this commercial break about the institution of Jesus is the perfect example of love, how you think the world needs love, but we don't have that connection through prayer that we need, because that's our connection to the greatest love. We're going to talk more about that when we return, right here on Sunshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Keep going, more. No, stop!
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
It's baseball season. From heart-stopping plays to legendary victories, this is baseball at its finest. Grab your seat, bring your energy, and witness greatness live. Don't just watch it, feel it. The Pensacola Blue Wahoos are back, and you can watch Pensacola Blue Wahoos home games live on Fridays and Saturdays, only on Blab TV. Love the Blue Wahoos but can't watch? Get your tickets now.
Fostering a pet for a friend or neighbor can keep families together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. But we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
And welcome back to this Thursday's edition of Sunshine's Corner. Let me say thank you so very much for allowing me to be a part of your day each and every day. I thank you so much for the comments that I receive, that I get in my inbox, even for the people that I run up on in the street. I thank you. I'm as transparent as possible. I believe that truth will set you free. And I'm going to tell you what I see as the truth.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
David, now I was talking about the fact, we were talking about what we think the world needs. If you could change anything, you would bring up love. And then I want to go back to the point of this where it comes where the one who gave his all because of the love. I mean, I often tell people, I said, now, if you had the choice, I have a son. Could I do what he did with his son, with my son, for you whom I don't know?
Exactly.
That's love.
And he tells you what? Love you one another as I have loved you.
That's right, exactly.
So now, he didn't say Republicans or
that's right, Democrats. He said all of us.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And my Republican friends, good morning. The one who calls me all the time and tell me that I love you too. And I hope that you're feeling better. Listen at this statement. Okay, when we talk about that in prayer and the belief in prayer, and I don't care who you are. You can be Republican, Democrat, none, whatever. When it comes to prayer and that connection with God, I believe in being, that's how some of us are even more successful because of that connection.
Oh, no question. No question.
You know, that connection there is powerful.
No question.
Because whether or not you believe as I do, I think it's better to believe than not.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
do you understand what I just said?
Absolutely. And everybody needs to believe in something.
Something.
As long as it's positive.
It's positive. Because if you don't, you'll fall for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And learn, if you want to question what I'm saying, research what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And find out for yourself, because he said he'll teach it to us all. But when it comes to prayer and all that you do, the time that you go, you sleep 5 minutes a day, sometimes less. But with that prayer line that you have,
one of the most important things that I enjoy doing most days, not every day, but most days I enjoy when I'm getting dressed. I listen to my gospel music. That's my morning devotion.
Right.
For me, that time to block out all the issues I got going on and so forth, and to just concentrate on what's important. And I'll find myself singing this, that, and the other in the shower. And I got these 2 little cats, and they run around there, and they sit back there and look at me. They're like, "Hey, you do know you can't sing a lick."
Meow, meow, meow.
But the other part to that is, though, at church, the pastor calls on me sometimes to do the meditation, do the prayer.
Right.
And I enjoy that from the standpoint that I get to share what's in my inner self and my soul with the other members of the church. And people look at me and go, "I never knew that about you." I said, "Well, you're supposed to let your light shine, and I hope that my light's shining in another way." I said, "But the important thing for me is the relationship that I have one-on-one with God." And I don't want to sound like I'm get off on a topic where I'm preaching, but I just say, hey, look, my personal relationship with God is very important to me.
Right.
Okay, and I feel that it's a big part of what little small measure of success I've been able to have in life and overcome all of the difficulties that I've had to face and challenges. What you see today is not who I was at one time.
Right.
Okay, I've had a journey, and most people have had a journey. And so when you can say, hey, look, prayer brought me through this. The good man upstairs brought me through this. And says, hey, look, when your friends tell you, hey, how you gonna buy a funeral home? You ain't got no money.
Right.
You know, so, yeah, but I got a God.
Come on now.
Yeah.
That's the bank.
So my banker even told me, he says, hey man, you go all right, this, that, and the other, but he said, but I'm gonna take this money out of your 401k. You talk about broke, I'm gonna just tell you up front, you ain't even be able to afford a doggone cheese biscuit for some time. but you know, the power of prayer.
Exactly. I'm gonna say this, and we got 4 minutes. Why do you think we're here?
When you say we are here, you mean on earth?
On earth.
On earth? Because we are his children. And he made us and fashioned us in his likeness. And he gave us everything in the world and all the joys, all the things that you like. I got a little goddaughter. She doesn't even know this, but she brings me so much joy. Even when I have to go buy her a car or do whatever I do.
I saw that pretty car.
But that's not important. But what is like I tell my church members, you see what I give, you don't see what I get.
All right now.
But what I'd say is that, just to summarize what you're talking about is that don't ever forget where you came from.
Say that one more time.
Don't ever forget where you came from. And all the people whose shoulders you had to climb up on to get to where you are, whatever station in life you are, it doesn't matter. And it's not at the end of the day about who has the most money, who has the most things, but success can be defined in so many other different ways. I've got people that I talk to in my family, they come sit around that table and they've got 7 or 8 kids and all of them are doing this, doing that in the world. And she said, my mother was just, you don't understand, Mr. Dawkins, my mother was so proud of me. She's proud of all of us and with the things we've been able to accomplish.
Absolutely. And David, I tell you, I don't know how to sum it up, but to say thank you, it's not adequate enough for you to get up, to change your schedule, to run, to get here, because of the fulfillment I needed because something came up that didn't expect. But I say that to you, thank you for getting up this morning to come in with me.
No, I thank you. You've always been a good friend of mine. When I needed to ask you some questions about, you know, I dibble and dabble with one toe in radio for a lot of years, off and on. And you lived radio
always
for a lot of years. And so when I can talk to you about your life and I share with you and try to stick a fork in you about mine, that's important. And that's important. So you just keep going, keep going on. You're the good man upstairs. When one door closes, he opens 10 more.
Yes, he does.
Look at what you've got.
I tell you.
Look at it.
Never thought.
Look at it.
Never thought. And I tell you, thank you for always being there.
Well,
I read that from my heart.
Well, anyway, hey, don't believe everything she says, okay? When it comes to that.
No, he knows it's real. David, I tell you, it's time for us to get out of here, but I want to say to you, thank you. Continue to do what you do because you are very much so a staple in the community. You are a force to be reckoned with because when you make up in your mind that it's something you're going to do, you do it.
And I want to say, change that around and just say thank you for that, but it's not about me, it's about us.
Amen.
My family at Joe Marston Son Funeral Home are awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I'm very proud that they allow me to be a part of them.
Amen.
Okay?
Exactly.
Right.
Good morning, Jeremy.
Oh, he's going to pay for that. I'm going to make him buy breakfast.
Look, everybody, it's been a fantastic day. I've got to get out of here, but don't forget about tomorrow. We've got our senior angel coming in tomorrow. She's going to come in and sing for us on tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. Every Friday, I want to give you something musical. I've got to go, but I'll leave it with you as I do every single day. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember to keep God first in whatever you do. Handle it like that, and I'll guarantee you'll be a total success. So until then, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, David.
Amen. And thank you.
I appreciate it. Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.